important not to talk about like the stories necessarily of things that happened. More about the personal feelings of Nino raising you. Obviously you looked up to him and you had very fond feel. You loved the guy. He was your uncle, and you talk about him sometimes like you miss him and like very fondly. But then at the other way, you also
that was what it was. It was like a love-hate relationship. I mean, I loved him for who he was to me. Family-wise. But I couldn't stand him when he was just like using me to death, And I mean, I knew I was getting used, I mean, $250 a week, and they had me rigging like hand grenades in people's cars, blowing up fucking guys, shooting people in the fucking street for $250 a week.
Well, like you were saying, what about these guys after Carlo Gambino died and they opened up the books? A lot of guys got made that you felt were punks.
Not necessarily punks, but they just didn't ever have any work. You see, it used to be in order to even get put up, you had to have work under your belt. And these guys just never did, One, like I told you, Joe Butch, who's an underboss. Well, he's in jail now, but he's an underboss in the family. Dogged it on a job we had to do. He got sick the night before and couldn't, But I mean, that's like a whole nother, thing to talk about,
We had all the time in the world. I mean, I just think that it relates a lot to, the mental space that you're in and who you are and became, these are the things you went through. Like when we were talking about the other day, you were, very passionate about saying, I should have been at least, looked at, and they just passed me over, said I was too young.
Yeah. And they made other guys my age. It wasn't that I was too young. It was that.
And weren't you an acting underboss
when Nino was away? I was an acting capo. And it's the only time, period, that a non-made guy was ever in that position. Ever.